Just how much did Derek Stingley Jr. help his draft stock today? The LSU cornerback at his pro day today, where he ran an unofficial 4.37 40. Stingley, who had a remarkable 2019 season, has only played in 10 games over the past 2 seasons. However, we last saw him September 18th, most recently dealing with a Liz Frank injury. Taking a look at the prospect rankings, he does rank as the number 2 cornerback according to CBS Sports, just behind Cincy's Sauce Gardner. They're the number 6, however, overall. Let's welcome in college football expert and writer Dennis Dodd, who is there at Derek Stingley Jr.'s pro day. Dennis, I know you got to talk to him. A lot of buzz on social media that he looked great. What did you think, though, being there in person?
Yeah, after talking to scouts and people around the pro day today, he absolutely was great. They wanted to see movement. They wanted to see mobility after the Liz Frank injury, after the operation. And especially, I thought there was a lot of intrigue about the 40. His first 40 was at 4.37. The second was at 4.44. I was told that most of the scouts had him around a 4.4. That's really good for a cornerback. That's NFL top 10 cornerback stuff. So the other thing about Derek Stingley is that I think a lot of the scouts wanted to see him personally, and I was told that he was more personable with the media off to the side than he was with the scouts in the brief meetings with them here on the field at LSU's indoor practice facility. He's a guy of few words. I mean, I don't know if that makes any difference or not, but I know that one scout who has his team has a pick in the top 10 said, after watching him today, let's not complicate things, period. You know, if he's there, they're going to take him. And I was told if he even flopped today, he would have gone in the top 25. He's that much of a physical specimen, freshman All-American as a freshman in 2019. We know about the injuries, but 3 years out of high school, he's a fantastic specimen. And I thought it was really interesting to watch him play receiver on one of the drills. He wasn't catching, he was just running a dummy pattern. He can do it all. This is going to be a starting guy from day one.
Ryan Wilson right now has him going 12th overall to the Vikings. We'll see if that changes in the next mock draft. I mean, it's great, though, hearing that from scouts. You know, if he's there, we're going to take him. But how much a concern are the injuries? 10 games past 2 seasons, that's not a whole lot.
Yeah, the injuries are a concern. The last one, again, was the Liz Frank, was sort of like a foot fracture suffered in camp last year. He only played 3 games, and he had to shut it down. But he did tell the media off to the side. Somebody asked, when were you 100%? And he kind of hesitated, and he said, well, 2 days ago. Now, he was cleared for the combine. He didn't run at the combine. We know that. But here was the first time you really got a good look at him. So 2 days ago, he was 100%. He looked like the old Derek Stingley. And if you've got a talent like that in a game where receivers have now emerged as maybe the second most valuable position on the field next to quarterbacks, if you've got a shutdown corner, which Derek Stingley was and I think is, then you've got to take him.
Everyone hoping they can see that 2019 version. Dennis, anybody else stand out to you there at this pro day?
Yeah, a couple of guys. Jontre Kirkland, I'm not saying he's going to get drafted. He may be a free agent guy, but he was so pleasant to talk to. This guy was the quarterback in the bowl game when they had no quarterbacks available or healthy, and he threw for 138 yards. He worked out as a receiver. He worked out as a defensive back. He tried playing quarterback. He played quarterback in high school. And he's a guy I think somebody's going to get a lot of value with because he can get a lot done. They asked him today, hey, do you want to play defensive back? And he said, yeah, I'll play defensive back. He even did that too. The other guy was Damone Clark, who was going to be a late round first, early second linebacker, a volume tackler for LSU, one of the best linebackers they've ever had here, and that's saying a lot at LSU. Just underwent herniated disc surgery. He was walking around with a neck brace. Going to be fine, going to be 100%, but it's going to be a 6-month process. So what they're saying right now is you can write off his rookie season in 2022. So somebody's going to get a value with him coming back in 2023. Not exactly like a Jalen Smith who did his knee, if you remember, at Notre Dame, and he was a top 10 linebacker, but a guy who lost some draft value because of that injury, but is going to be back.
Dennis Dodd, we appreciate it. The report there from LSU's pro day saying Derek Stingley Jr. looking mighty good, and the scouts are definitely interested. A top 10 scout at that. Taking a look at some upcoming NFL dates, we have biggest down at the bottom, April 28th. The draft begins there in Vegas. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.